Hello, everybody. Is something wrong with my headset, or it is just silence here?
I could hear you. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Oh, nice. You should put some music, background music, or some at least white noise to hear.
Yeah, why not?
Guys, can somebody maybe pin Vlad? Because I think he was supposed to kick off. I'm just, I'm driving, so my hands are busy. Vlad Ponomaryov.
I do it. He answered me that I'm running. I think it means he will be in some 2 minutes or 3 minutes.
Guys, just to spend time efficiently, did somebody have a chance to penetrate what exactly PayPal is doing? Could somebody educate us, or at least me? Because I still didn't have a chance to read the whole thing properly. And does anybody in the kind of deeply in the picture there?
Hello, guys. Do you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Finally. Sorry, I had some terrible issues with my internet connection. Okay, so welcome everyone to our 8th weekly DeFi call. What we are going to discuss today is, first of all, we have two big contests finished, and these are Ethereum and Polkadot Bridge architecture and design contests. So congratulations to all the participants and winners. So we had some really good results, and we have some of participants on our call today. So and I will give them the word to say something about their works. Also, we have the quite a very important discussion initiated by Alexander about the threshold for passing to jury or to some other contest. So he has some good ideas on that, and he will present it as well. And also, last but not the least, we need to discuss the day when we will run our payout session for the winners of the two contests. So let's begin. Just to wrap up, so we had two contests for third bridges, and we have 3 participants in Ethereum and to Freeton bridge, and 2 participants in Polkadot bridge. This is the first experience for our jury to vote for such a complex contest. I guess it's one of the most complex contests set in all the Freeton. And that's why we would love to see a lot of people with a technical background on our jury to be able to judge. And I see some very good comments provided and asked about the works. But at the same time, so I see that some of you has experienced some troubles with voting and with understanding of Freeton jury procedures. Just let me stop here and say a few words, because it's very important. So first of all, guys, please vote for all the submissions in the contest. I see that some of you just voted for one submission and stopped on this. Maybe it's not that obvious from the interface itself, but we need to vote for all of them. And the second point is that you, as the jurors, must provide some valuable comment on why you put such a score and what the participant can do better in the next contest. So these only 2, but they are very crucial. Just think about them at the time of the next voting. And now I would like to give the floor to the winner of the Polkadot contest. It's the team that is named Wintex. So I think Stepan is here, who will be presenting it. So Stepan, please say a few words about yourself, about your solution, and the next steps that you plan to do.
Yes, hello governance, hello everybody. My name is Stepan Cheripanov. I'm CEO of Wintex Pro Advanced Technologies. Our team develops fintech projects, crowdfunding platforms, exchanges, accounting systems, trading bots, gambling, and other. All information of the stack of technologies and experience I can send on request in a personal account. And Dmitry is our lead of blockchain development, and he is here today. Dmitry, please.
Hi everyone. My name is Dmitry. I'm the head of the R&D department in Wintex Pro and author of the proposal to Polkadot Freeton contest. I've been in software development for 10 years and have spent the last 3 years developing and researching different blockchain projects. I was involved in developing a platform for digital finance assets as an employee of Kiwi Blockchain Technologies, which is part of company's group Kiwi Bank. And then I joined Wintex Pro last May. Since then, we received a grant from the Web3 Foundation to develop a framework for testing decentralized applications based on Substrate. and successfully implemented and published it on open source. About future plans, Peter will tell Stepan, please.
Yes. Now look at DeFi. We have reviewed all the top projects and have an understanding of how they work. We also analyzed the current bridges to Polkadot and Friton smart contracts after collecting all the experience. We applied for the Friton Polkadot bridge architecture competition and won. Thank you for the votes cast for us, dear jury. We are ready to implement a bridge because we have a necessary knowledge and development capacity. All your questions you can ask in Friton forum and we will be happy to answer it. Thanks and nice to meet everybody.
Stepan, you can implement this bridge now, or you mean develop in some terms? In what period can you do it? Stepan?
Yes, good question. Really, we have.
You can speak in Russian, I will translate, it's no problem. If it's easier to you.
В общем, мы имеем сейчас ресурсы, в принципе, подключиться уже к разработке.
Generally, we have some resources to dedicate to the development.
Оценки конечной пока что нету, нам на это надо времечко. Мы только узнали, что победили в конкурсе.
We don't have the time estimate right now, so we need to dig into it, as we just learned that we have won.
Думаем, на следующей неделе у нас уже будет приблизительная оценка, но думаю, если скажу 2-3 месяца, это будет недалеко от истины.
I hope that we will get the estimate on the next week, and but if I say that it will take 2 to 3 months, it will not really differ from the reality.
Это ответ на вопрос?
Yes, thank you, Stepan. I understand. I have one more question about your proposal. I mean, about your Duton token, native token of your Reliant chain. But I think maybe it's better when I ask you in group or in PM to you, because maybe it's not need to understand for all, and it's easy. I can ask you in Russian.
No, it's okay if you ask about this in the group. We all also interested in such topic.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Does anyone else has some questions to Stepan? No. Good. Stepan, thank you very much, because Stepan warned me that he has to go right after the presentation. So let's everyone thank Stepan for being here and for his contribution to this big work. We will continue discussion in the operational way. Thank you, Stepan.
Thank you, guys. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
The next participant, and I'm really glad to say this, is Sergey Patikhin from Brox's team, who has accidentally won the contest for the Ethereum bridge, although the competition was quite strong. So Sergey, please, the floor is yours. Tell us a couple of words.
Okay, hello everyone. Yeah, as Vlad said, we already know each other. I'm representing not only myself, but the Brox's development team. Yeah, we have won the contest. I want to say thank you to all our competitors. There were a few interesting proposals, and it was nice to see alternative approaches. So the development of the bridge has already begun. I think The estimate is also about a few months, maybe 1, 2, probably 3 months. So I think in the following sessions, one day we will discuss the joining our bridge. As you know, it is maybe you know it is based on the set of relayers, which should make together a distributed team who supports the bridge. So probably some of you will join us in this. Thank you for your words. If you have any question, feel free to ask.
I have only one question. First of all, congratulations. I hope Broxus did not vote Sergey for your work.
Definitely not.
No.
As we said, we abstained from the very beginning.
Great, great.
I check it. I check it.
Please do.
I check it yet, and they didn't do it.
That was a bit of a joke, guys, as well. Of course they did.
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah. But you're right. We take it really serious, guys. Please, if you and your teams are participating in the contest, so you should abstain from voting for this contest. So, and it's a very tricky point, I know, from quite a number of juries, but you must abstain. Okay, thank you, Sergey. So as for Polkadot, we will continue discussing the implementation in the operational way. And then, our next step is to run the implementation, blockchain implementation stage of the bridge. And we will need to discuss also, I think, at the next call, on how to do this, and hopefully next week we will launch the proposal for doing this, because time is counting, and we want to see the working solutions in our blockchain as soon as possible. All right, any comments, thoughts, or ideas on this topic? Two, three, 4, 5. Nothing. Okay, good. Now Alexander had some ideas on the thresholds for contests, and Alexander, please share your thoughts.
Yes. Okay. Vladislav, one question about previous topic. Can we met guys who do special bridge both for Ethereum Freeton and Polkadot Freeton bridge? Do you know this guy? It's Sergey Dobkin's proposal.
Yes, and it was an idea to invite them to this call as well, but we has thought about this a bit too late, just half an hour before the call, and I managed at least to reach 2 winners and ask them to participate. For instance, Stepan is living in another time zone, and it's already very too late for them, so we had to just take them almost out of bed to participate in our call, and we are really grateful to them for this.
But that guy's winner too, but second or third place, yes.
Who, Stepan? No, Stepan is a
no. I mean Sergey Dobkin. It's universal interblockchain.
Yes,
Ethereum,
so,
Polkadot, Freeton.
In fact, Sergey participated in both contests, and they took accordingly the second place in the Polkadot contest and the third place in the Ethereum contest.
Mm-hmm. Okay, maybe next call if they not with us now. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So we'll invite them also to the discussion. So, and we are not obliged to hold only one discussion per week, by the way. So if we have, for example, a dedicated session to Ethereum bridge or Polkadot bridge, so we can organize a call somewhere on the next week, earlier than the weekly call.
Okay, about my topic, my question. I want to demonstrate my, this is video, okay, it's demonstrate my screen. Yes, it's work. Did you see my screen?
Yes, we do.
My question, what I want to discuss with jury at first and with all community, it's about contest that DeFi jury selection 1.2. If we look, voting will be 3 days more, and we have some 10 submission. Some submission don't have votes at all. Some has because, no, for example, I voted for 8 from them, but about 2 submission, I have question and I don't know how to be better with them. For example, one submission where is some guy, I think he young, maybe he's in call now. If he is here, talk with us, and he work.
I don't think he's really young with 12 years of experience.
Yes, but I mean, his work like more do work with Dr. Web, with card system, yes, and he don't have, I think, enough understanding of DeFi sector, maybe, because in his work, he's never works with blockchain technologies, and his case skills, he copy paste from our contest. He took and copy paste all these things. Okay, it's not problem to do it, but maybe he don't know exactly. It's maybe idea to go to jury only for reason to be jury and took some tokens. And I don't know how to be in this case. Maybe we or some of us need to call with him to try to understand. It's normal.
Yes, that's actually what you should do if you have any doubts. There is a strict requirement to provide the contact information in your submission for jurors to be able to contact you and clarify all the details. If you feel that
yes, I did it.
you are uncertain, if you are uncertain
I did it with one, not with this guy, but with another guy who Ilya Podonicin. He more specialist in all blockchain technology, but he write in his resume some strange things for me, like decentralized financial wallet with loans. And because I know Crypterium and their product, I went to conversation with him and asked, what about decentralized wallet you talk? Because I don't know no one in Crypterium project. He said, oh, sorry, it was mistake. Of course, it's centralized wallet. And I asked, what about DeFi exchange with more than 10 pairs in mobile as you talk. He said, no, it's don't work now. It was like we're supposed to do it, but now it's not work. I mean, if I didn't know Crypterium, I looked through this resume as, oh, this is guy exactly for DeFi, very good person. And for example, about Denis, because I did a proposal for jury selection, I know all this word and all my mistakes, yes, and it's copy paste here. And I looked, oh, yes, okay, it's a copy paste only. But it's first problem, how to check and understand. And second problem, okay, for example, I understand that maybe this is some incorrect. What can I do? What I need to do? Put reject? I'm not sure that reject is a right decision. Maybe for this guy, for Denis, maybe it's better to put lower void, for example, 2, 3, or 4. But it means that he will be in jury, because I looked in our contest, and now we don't have some Vladislav, how to write, say, some minimum pass
threshold, right? Yes. Yeah, I got your point, and you know, we had such a discussion in the main jury some time ago, and actually, when there was the jury selection contest, normally it was something like a binary contest. So either vote or reject, meaning that any positive score will count as yes, and reject will be counted as no. Normally, there is no ideal guideline for doing this. We have not that many candidates, as you see. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I may be wrong, but they are less than 20 that we want to see on our jury. And it means that you should be really careful to decide who you wish to see on the jury, and if this person is really will be a good juror, because you know, CV is a good thing just to give you the background of the person, but you if you have any doubts, so you should contact him or her and clarify all points, just to give you clear answer. Is it yes or is it no? Because otherwise we may face a situation when we recruit some jurors that will not be doing their work, and we will have, all of us will have to pass the procedure of juror ejection out of the jury, and it is not quite a pleasant procedure, you know, and why should we do this if we can prevent this now? So so yeah, to make a long story short, I would say that talk to this guy, make him some questions, and try to check if he is understanding DeFi well enough and will be capable of judging. Because I recall once again that we have a lot of technical contests, and you should have the first of all technical expertise to vote for DeFi contests. So we have not that many organizational things or some other things.
Guys, how do you think every member of jury needs to look intensely and talk PM with this some candidate? Or if, for example, now I find some maybe problem, I need to describe this problem in jury group in Telegram. How to do better?
You can share the information, I think, of all of your findings, but in the end, every juror takes decision on his own. So just guys, please feel free to share your thoughts and share your findings, but please judge independently.
Yeah, I think maybe it's better idea for now.
Yeah.
And for example, now we have 10 jury, yes, more or less. Or
now we have 8 or
8.
9.
Okay,
Nine.
Okay,
7
9.
initial jurors and two people, Sergey and Ignat,
Okay.
who has joined the jury recently.
I mean, not candidate, a jury for now, I mean.
Yes.
And for example, 8 from 9 put reject and 1 put 10. What will be about if we compare with rules? It means that he will pass this candidate or not. Have a rule that more than 50% of rejects mean reject from candidate.
We had this discussion yesterday, if you remember, or the day before yesterday, on the main governance call. And in fact, by procedures set in the Declaration of Decentralization, so the candidate should prove that he's good enough to pass the voting. It's not like that jurors have to prove that they collaboratively reject him, but vice versa. Currently, we have a drawback in the smart contract that it counts the votes wrongly. And as we discussed, it will be fixed, I hope soon. But smart contracts are a tool that helps us to take decisions and collect votes, first of all. So it doesn't mean that we shouldn't think with our heads and just take it as is. But answering your question, in this case, it will be a reject, even with the current smart contract, because it will pass the threshold of 50% reject.
If more than 50%, yes?
Yes.
It's mean that if I have doubt about some candidate and I put him 1 bell or 2, it's mean not good idea. I need to put, doesn't matter what bell in our contest, because we don't have 100 person, and it will be who 10, 9, 8 only. Every bell will be passed. It's mean that now, or any bell from 1 to 10, it's mean he passed, or reject, he didn't pass, if will be reject more than 15%.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly. So that's why I'm saying that this contest is a binary one. So any positive score put for a candidate, if it grabs more than 50% of votes, means that candidate has passed. But please be careful when judging, because you will have to work with these guys, and
yes.
You will have to trust their decisions, because governance is pretty much like a parliament. So we are setting some contests like strategies, whatever. But these are judges who are who are comparing what we asked in the contest with the real submissions, and it's up to judges to take decision what will pass and what will not. So until now, we have the opportunity to think and to select the people who we want to work with. But later, when the number of judges will increase and the number of initial judges will be not that sufficient, it means that these people will be selecting those people who are more sympathetic to them. So please be careful. If you are not comfortable about this person, and if you think that he's not suitable for DeFi jury. So it's better to reject and give this person the second chance on the next round of jury selection, if he will ground his expertise, than to hurry up and select all jurors that have applied. But it's my personal opinion. I do not insist. So each of you should decide on his own.
Yeah, I agree with your opinion, Vladislav. But it's possible one problem more if somebody, 2 or 3 put reject and others put some bell, and after that it will be jury and looks through all guys who put reject from them like, these guys do wrong thing about me.
So no vendetta, please. we're here not for
Yes,
this.
no vendetta, please. Okay.
So guys, the work of a juror is not an easy one, because he has to be as objective as possible. Because that's why I'm saying that you should provide the really sound comments on why you have put this or that score to the contest submission. And this is done, first of all, for you to avoid the accusations in the subjectivity or something like your personal vendetta against this candidate. No, so we're not here for this. We're here to do cool stuff, top-notch DeFi tools that will help all the free tone to become a leading blockchain for this kind of solutions. So please, just think with your head and be objective.
And thank you for your attention about my topic. If somebody have question, ask for.
Yeah, can I add one thought, please?
Sure.
Actually, yeah, choosing a good jury is a very responsible decision. And what I think about this, we cannot avoid ourselves from being mistaken, as all of us are humans. So the only solution for this, as I can see, is to reduce this responsibility. The way is to think about some mechanism of revoting for jurors and to elect jurors. Like in real world, if we don't like any official in parliament or deputy in everywhere, we could next period we could vote for other person, and we are able to follow what he is doing, how he is working. And I think the best way to to be objective for jurors as well is to know that they could be revoted, they could be re-elected, and more often we will make elections, and more open their work will be, it will be best for whole community. So first of all, we could think about re-electing them, and second thing, we could be able to discuss what jury is going on, his decision, why he did this. So it's openness for community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a very good point, in fact, and I may be wrong, but I heard pretty similar discussion on the main governance, but I don't remember if it ended in something factual. But yes, I agree that electing jurors for a certain period of time is a good practice. Should it be, I don't know, 3 months, 6 months, 1 month? 1 month, I think it's a bit too short, but 3 to 6 months is okay. Yeah, I think that we should discuss this point at the next main governance call, because it's a very good point and it affects all the sub-governance, not only DeFi one. So Alex, maybe you should prepare some kind of topic for the next call and send it to Ron. What do you think?
Vladislav, you to Alex, for me, Alexander, или for Alexei?
To Alexei.
Yes. Maybe somebody didn't know Alexei. Yes, Alexei from Argentina. He's from jury 1.1 in main governments, and he has some experience in judging. Yes, and he can help us. And he now put his submission in our Freeton DeFi jury 1.2. I will glad to see him. I put biggest score to you and want to see you in our
this is
jury.
the subjectivity we see here.
It's his experience.
I'm
is,
just joking.
Yes, in smart contracts, in all work of Freeton, and in Freeton languages, Swift, etc. And maybe if you share with your experience in judging in main governments. No, now you did it. I hear it. It will be good.
Mm-hmm. Okay, guys. So yeah, just a reminder, we have 3 days left for voting on the jury 1.2 contest. So please dedicate some of your time to learning through all the CVs of the applicants and cast your vote, please, until the deadline. Thank you, Alexander. So
Thank you.
we have a special guest today. It's Daniel Pellet, who will be presenting his accelerator program for the DeFi projects. So Daniel, please, the floor is yours. So welcome to our community.
Hi, everybody. I'm happy to be here. Just 1 second. I will get the presentation. Should I present it on the screen?
Yeah, yes, please. Share on the screen. Feel free.
Okay, 1 second.
Is it fine, Daniel?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, good. We'll see it.
Perfect. So a little bit about myself. My name is Daniel Peled. I'm one of the founders of Orbs and Hexa Group. Hexa has been part of crypto in the last 7 years. We're based in Israel, in Tel Aviv. We've been investing early on since I think the first ever token sale, Mastercoin. A lot of people from Israel, Tel Aviv were involved. That Vitalik came to visit Tel Aviv. He thought to build on top of Mastercoin, on top of Bitcoin. Then he came with the idea of Ethereum. So we got exposed to Ethereum very early on. I invested in Ethereum, and I think all the large token sales, especially blockchain infrastructures, in the last 7 years, that has been successful with the growth of the market, the growth of some of these networks. We are very active investors across the blockchain industry. We're managing one of the largest crypto funds based in Israel. In 2017, with the whole craziness of ICOs, we thought it's not very sustainable. We thought a lot of them are not going to succeed. We come from a background of startups and entrepreneurship. So, you know, in regular startups, about 1% succeed. We thought in the crypto space is going to be less than 1%. There was too much easy money, very low governance. The technology is very mature. So our idea and thesis was actually to bring more mainstream companies into the industry and help them adopt blockchain technology and how it can make them more competitive. we advise some of these large enterprises. They raise quite significant amount of funding, but when they try to really onboard their users on top of Ethereum, obviously it's not possible because of the transaction throughput, because of the fees involved. Today, to store data on top of Ethereum is about 10,000 times more expensive than on top of AWS. We started analyzing the third generation blockchain, and there's a lot of innovation. And we also started Orbs, which is a permissionless public blockchain infrastructure. We got involved very early on with the Tone project, and we think today Tone has a lot of advantages going forward in regarding to scaling and bringing large enterprises and adoption of millions of users. So we are very excited to see ways we can collaborate. We have a very strong technical team around Orbs, and also a lot of experience on the investing side and consulting side, especially with large enterprises from the Hexa point of view. What I want to present to you is an initiative to create a Tone DeFi accelerator to really enable acceleration and integration of existing and new DeFi projects around the Tone ecosystem via the accelerator. I discussed a little bit about our group. I don't need to say much about DeFi. Obviously, the growth has been amazing over the last 6 months. I think the fact that Uniswap is doing more daily transaction than Coinbase really shows where the industry is going. And the projects that we believe in, and I think a lot of you will share these values, are the ones that are doing fair distribution, no pre-mine, or if there is allocation, to make it very responsible with vesting towards the team, and to have community participation and governance from day one, innovation and sound economics regarding the token economics, responsible practices regarding audits, and obviously composability and ecosystem synergies between the different DeFi players. And the value that we can bring via such accelerator to projects that are building on top of Tone is, one, mentorship by industry experts. We have internal people that can help with somebody that is more public, is making these connections. I think another very important value proposition is brand recognition.
Daniel, you disappeared for 10 seconds.
Sorry?
You disappeared for 10 seconds.
Yes, we didn't hear you.
Okay, I'm going to continue because it's also on the screen. I'm just reviewing the points very quickly. Brand recognition is something that's very important to projects that we are discussing with. As DeFi is growing, there's a lot of noise, a lot of projects. It's very hard to understand which teams are actually the serious ones. They want to have a process that validates their team and their project. We have alliance members in part of the acceleration with exchanges, secondary market, audit companies that can definitely add value to the projects. And I think two of the most important points is, one, we provide funding for security audits. This is something that sometimes project early on, they don't have the capacity to spend $20,000 or $50,000 or sometimes even more regarding security audits before they go live. So this is something that we provide on a grant basis, no string attached. And the second thing that is also very important around DeFi is liquidity injection when the project goes live. And total value locked is usually what a lot of the projects are measured. So the fact that we can bring liquidity on day one really helps the project differentiate. And the proposal that we have to Tone ecosystem and also to the project is that we want to educate the users regarding the advantages of having pools also within the Tone ecosystem. Today, most of the projects in DeFi are obviously building on top of Ethereum. Some of them we can see also starting to move or to innovate and experiment also regarding Binance Smart Chain. But we think that if this project will open additional pools on top of Ton, this can be very beneficial to the projects themselves and also to the Ton network. So a quick example, if I take one of the DeFi projects of the past, for example, YAM, when they went live, in order to bootstrap liquidity, they rewarded 100,000 tokens to each one of the pools. And usually what happens is that farmers, they compete on generating the most yields. So usually the pools that are most safe, for example, WBTC or WETH, they get a lot of liquidity and they actually have less yield. But if you are willing to get exposure to other tokens that are also getting rewarded, this new DeFi token, for example, if we add a pool that you need to own Ton and provide liquidity in Ton in order to get the new DeFi token, Ton becomes a gateway which creates demand. But also we think we can push liquidity from the Ethereum ecosystem in towards the Ton ecosystem, because liquidity is always looking for the highest yield. So helping project integrate pools also on Ton, I think will have two very important effects on Ton Crystal. One is generate demand, because Ton will become an access token to DeFi projects. And secondly, move liquidity from Ethereum to Ton, because liquidity is always looking for the pools that are generating the highest APY. As I mentioned, we have a very strong tech team, so we will be able to help them regarding the token economics, working to create the pools, working with the bridges. This is why it was important for me to be on the call. I think the proposals that have been made regarding the bridge between Ethereum and Ton is crucial, and it's a great first step to connect between the ecosystems. We ourselves are reviewing the proposals, and we will potentially also try to build one of the bridges. Today, we're already building another Ton Explorer. One of the initiatives within the group is that we bought the domain DeFi.org. We want it to become a prime location. Right now, it's a basic landing page, but we will add more and more information, more and more analytics, statistics, in order to drive the projects that are part of the accelerator and DeFi in general. So we want to host here the Ton Explorer, so people can obviously get exposure to the different projects, to all the ecosystem within Ton. And I think that if we are able to make this a prime real estate, it will also bring a lot of exposure to the Ton project, because the amount of traffic that is coming to DeFi.org, even today when it's a very basic website, is very nice. So this is another thing that we're working on. As I mentioned, DeFi.org, prime real estate. We want to have DeFi education, tutorials, real-time Ton blockchain activity analysis, algorithmic opportunity ranking alpha. We do quite a lot of DeFi farming internally. We develop different tools that really can help traders regarding calculation of impermanent loss in real time, validation of the smart contracts to make sure there's no phishing attacks, and many other tools that slowly we will open to the general public. We're also going to have a decentralized subdomain hosting, so anybody can have a project and put it as the name of the project .defi.org, again, to get the exposure, and we think projects will like this. So this is one initiative. Another initiative is we want to showcase what I discussed earlier regarding how you can have pools on multiple infrastructures, and to really see that our thesis that if Ton becomes one of the pools, we can drive demand and volume from Ethereum to Ton. And we created a project. This is internally incubated, that is called Yield Fighter. And essentially tokens are competing to become the next yield farming pool. Because usually a lot of the projects in DeFi, they create the initial pools, but then it's not so clear how new pools are being created. And this is actually the concept of the governance token around Yield Fighter. So I can show you a very short demo. There is rounds that are happening every few days. People can vote using their governance token, which token should win. And the token that wins has a dedicated pool that is being open to it for the next couple of days. This is all working on the website. You're able to play with the demo and also see the GitHub for the project. So we are following the development within the Ton ecosystem regarding the bridge and pool, and we're going to participate in the technical development of the DeFi ecosystem. And I think this could be one of the projects that goes live first to showcase this interoperability between Ethereum and the Ton ecosystem. We also added some funny gamification inside. So for example, each project can design the fighter and have moving parts. And this is just fun stuff that we're doing to make the project a little bit more viral. But I think the main point, as I mentioned, is really to attract top projects to Ton ecosystem. At this stage, we don't think the project should be necessarily exclusive to build on top of Ton. We actually like the fact that the accelerator is open to multiple infrastructure, and that will enable interoperability and would also enable the bootstrap of Ton with the Ethereum ecosystem. So this is the goal that we're aiming for. If anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Wow, I would say it's just wow. So you've done a really, really great job. So guys, do you have any questions on this? Maybe even comments?
Yeah, thank you, Daniel. Yeah, it sounds awesome what you've done already. Maybe you thought about how our partnership might work. Maybe you have some ideas of how we could help attract the teams on the Ton ecosystem on the one way, and how maybe those projects which we already are doing on the Ton ecosystem might benefit from joining your accelerator.
Yes, I think this is a great question. I'm also thinking about it internally. From our side, we're just moving forward. We are pushing forward. We want to execute and really show that we can bring value. And I think with the value that the accelerator will bring, it will be easier to rally the Ton community to potentially issue a contest or proposal, or maybe even a sub governance or a sub treasury for the accelerator, that projects that are integrating pools on top of Ton or are building on top of Ton or part of the accelerator will potentially receive a small grant, similar to what Binance is doing in order to attract projects to build on top of Binance chain. We saw they have a dedicated fund. They already awarded about 6 projects. And I think it's very successful for Binance to attract top teams to build on top of Binance Smart Chain. So I think once we're able to build the building blocks, such as the bridge and the first Uniswap on top of Ton and the first pools, I think we will be able to bring more projects, and maybe we can think about different incentives on how we can reward this project in order to really attract the best talent. Because today there's a lot of competition to attract developers. We see that within Ethereum, we see that within Binance Smart Chain. I think the fact that we are doing this accelerator as an interoperable accelerator, you don't have to commit just to one blockchain, will be very attractive to projects. But if we can get support and potential some contests that we can participate in as part of this initiative, I think this would definitely help us.
Yeah, that's actually a great idea because at the moment, before we have the governance 2.0, the only mechanism that we had is like contests and initial members and jurors. But what you propose is a great idea because it's actually targeting the real products on top, the real DeFi products on top of the ecosystem. And I'm sure that at least myself and other initial members, some of initial members we already discussed, that would be a great like pipeline of interesting DeFi projects for the ecosystem. And this is exactly our final goal, is to attract as many interesting projects as possible. And what you tell us 100% suits this idea. So I think let's try to do some next steps in order to do it. And I'm sure it's going to work fine. We are also discussing right now the governance token for the DeFi. So we're thinking maybe about implementing one of the first TIP3 contacts. It's analog to ERC20 contract, but a better version of ERC20. So maybe we could make some already interesting yield farming techniques on top of this governance token. So where this is one of the kind of interesting things we're discussing right now. So right from the start, you can participate in this idea as well. So let's try. Let's
Vladimir,
do some stuff.
and in submission on bridges, to submission has governance tokens already. And
yeah,
maybe...
I think I commented on these submissions that sometimes it's a good idea. I'm not 100% sure it's a great idea for the
bridges.
For the bridges, yes.
Yes,
because
and I comment this too. It's very strange, but interesting.
Yeah, but it's an interesting approach. But personally, I think that as a mechanism, we see in the DeFi industry that governance token become more and more popular, and it's really it's very interesting that what we're doing in Ton, we started from it, like from the day one. We have this governance. Okay, right now the stakes are not used, but we totally understand that at some point in governance 2.0, tokens will be used as a kind of voting power, right? And this is exactly, I think it's a great idea, and this is what we're already thinking, doing on top of DeFi sub-governance, because we would need to regulate how the exchanges work, how the contests work. We'll need to reward the best projects somehow independently from the main governance. So the idea of making our own governance token is obvious. That's why there are already a lot of interesting things happening right now. And I think, yeah, we would be glad if such strong teams like Daniel's project and Accelerator would join, that it would benefit everyone, in my opinion.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I would say that that Daniel, you are more than welcome for our next calls. And yeah, so as Vladimir said, now it's time to create kind of roadmap. Yeah, on the first steps, on what we should do. I think we can do this in an operational way through chats or dedicated calls. And what do you think about creating such a roadmap before the next call next week? And do you think, is it feasible?
Yes, definitely.
Great.
Daniel, I think it's a very good idea about roadmap, because if you remember when first time you add your this presentation in our group, I ask you what you need about first step. Do you want to do bridge by yourself, or wait and somebody do bridge and another steps? You said that you will wait, then some bridge will exist in Freeton. And now we have already bridge to Ethereum. And I think for everyone, and for me too, need to understand what's next steps. And you will wait some steps from us, or we wait some steps for you. It's really neat for me, exactly.
Yeah, and I don't know whether Daniel knows, he follows what's happening in our governance, but we have already running contest for design and architecture of decentralized exchange, where we are gathering ideas. So I'm pretty sure that DeFi.org already have lots of initiatives in the space of decentralized exchanges. So some of the teams might already join at this stage. So all we need, or all Daniel needs, is just to write that, guys, this contest is already happening. It's like the bridge contest, and the next stage would be definitely the implementation stage. And we, after this contest is passed, we will definitely vote and choose the best ideas to make some community-driven implementation. And at the implementation stage, any team could join. I think the Ton community would benefit a lot if the projects from Accelerator would start joining at this particular stage. And this is just the obvious thing which we could just start doing tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Agree.
Very good. Any more comments, gentlemen? 3, 2, 1. No. Thank you very much, Daniel. It was quite an interesting presentation. I think we will find definitely some synergies with DeFi Freeton. So let's come to the practical steps and plan that by the next weekly call, we will build a kind of draft roadmap of the partnership. And now we are slightly moving to the last topic of today's call, is second payout, but I don't see a number of governance members here, so I think it's worthless now to discuss the schedule of this payout. So I will do this in the payment group in this case. So we have 5 winners of the bridge contests that need to be rewarded. And also we have 7 jurors, still 7, because Ignat and Sergey joined the jury after these contests were launched to be rewarded as well. So Sergey Potechin, I will also ask you to prepare the contract, and I hope that one day we will have all of this automated instead of doing all of this manually. I have already prepared the calculation table and will share it in the payment group so that Alexei Rabiov or someone else could check the calculation, and we could prepare the payment hopefully for tomorrow. Okay, guys,
Great.
any other topics or questions for discussion, please feel free to ask. I see no raised hands. That means no. Thank you, everyone, for attending, and have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.